How are we getting on, folks? Look at the day just really didn't go our way on Monday. It just, I suppose, the softer ground, it sort of catches a few horses out from time to time. But saying that, we did have 3 winning naps. So look at that's not too bad, I suppose, at the end of the day. But I suppose we're moving on to Punchestown tomorrow. For the people who have been following the page over the past, I suppose, month or so now at this stage, Punchestown is a fairly solid track in terms of overall profit record. I've had a look through the card. There are some very, very nice prices in here. There are, I suppose, a couple of shorter, I suppose, touching on odds on as well. But I'll be explaining what we're going to be doing with those. But we may as well kick things off. First race off is the 12.55. We're going to go with Tom Mullins' horse here, break even at 7-4. Personally speaking, it looks, I suppose, a good opportunity really at the end of the day. When you look at, I suppose, the opposition is coming up against, it's massively inexperienced, as well as, I suppose, just being realistic here, horses that just aren't good enough for him really at the end of the day. I don't think he's going to get too hard of a run here now, especially with, I suppose, the way the ground conditions are, I suppose, playing to his favour really at the end of the day. I think Punchestown is going to be a track that's going to suit him down to the ground really. He seems to be more of a galloping horse more so than a real, I suppose, jumping sort, if that makes any sense. Punchestown is a real good galloping track, and they do like to go off a fairly brisk pace. The ground conditions will be, I suppose, in his favour. I suppose the softer the better really for him. The 3 wins and point to points definitely will stand to him as well. In my eyes, 7-4 is still a very, very good price. At the end of the day, you're touching odds of in around 2-1. I definitely think he is going to be very hard beat. I think he's rated the second fastest horse in the race, but the fastest horse, I think, has flopped over hurdles so far. So, in terms of a good combination, break even definitely has it. He's proven to be able to jump well. He's won on, I suppose, softer ground, which is what he's definitely going to get tomorrow. And I think 7-4 is definitely, I suppose, the best value horse of the day, really, being totally honest. Moving on then to the 125. We're going to go with Arcadian Sunrise here for the Queenley team, ridden by Dennis O'Regan. This horse currently is trading around, I think it's 9-2, 5 or 4-1. Personally speaking, it looks to be great value. Like break even, this Arcadian Sunrise values a good galloping track. Likes to go in, I suppose, softer to heavier ground really. There's been a couple of whispers from a few people that have said that this horse is starting to, I suppose, hit form. Whether that's coming from the stable or not, I don't know, but I've definitely heard it from a few people, and I suppose I've seen it on a couple of tipping sites, but 4-1 definitely looks to be great value here really at the end of the day. It's proven to like the softer ground conditions. It's clearly in good form. It's coming up against opposition that is well within its capabilities to go and beat. And personally speaking, I definitely think Dennis O'Regan gets a very, very good tune out of this Arcadian Sunrise. I was there the day at one in Thurles last Christmas period. I think it was around that time, but very, very impressive sort. Definitely looks to be a great value bet here at in around 4-1, 9-2. I definitely think it's going to get shorter as the night progresses and into tomorrow as well. But moving on then to the 155, we're going straight from the next best to the nap of the day. A few people might think that I'm going to nap up Joe Cup here. I'm not. I'm going to go with the other giant favourite here with Caskmate for Noel Mead. You just have to look back at its run in Limerick. After a 3-year layoff, it came out as if it was only after running the other week. It's in the peak of his fitness here. Definitely looks to be coming into the peak of his form. Dew Cup will probably, I suppose, favour the ground to dry out a little bit more than what it is at the minute. I don't think he's going to get it. Personally speaking, you would want, I suppose, good to yield and ground at the very worst for him. I definitely think anything on the side of soft won't suit him anyway at all. In my opinion, 10-3 for Caskmate is an absolute bargain price. All you have to do is look at the run in Limerick. Like I said, I know it probably didn't beat a hell of a lot, but it was off the track for 3 years at the end of the day. All it can do is really improve on from that, and if it can, and which I expect it to will, I expect it will. I definitely think it's going to be a very, very scary proposition here. There's a few of these here that need to brush up in their jumping, personally. I definitely think, looking at the, I suppose, potential in the race, there's an awful lot of these that look a little bit out of their comfort zone and a little bit, I suppose, teetering on, I suppose, over handicapped, if that's the right way of saying it. But I suppose you could probably say a bit overexposed as well. This Caskmate, we don't know what way he's going to go tomorrow, but if the Limerick run proves anything, it clearly proves that he is in great heart and he is in, I suppose, great spirit, and he has a great winning mentality about him. And honest to God, I definitely think I think he's going to be a great ride here for Sean Flanagan and Noel Mead. I am fully confident at 10-3. I am going to nap him up at a great price. I think he's definitely going to get shorter in the market. He loves the ground. He's clearly in great form. Very quick and economical over his hurdles, and won with plenty in hand last time. And that was, I think, over 4 lengths of a win that day. I definitely think this horse has got a great chance of actually going on to, I suppose, run away with this race at the end of the day, especially the fact that he is meeting ground conditions that it will suit. And overall, I definitely think the price is just, it's a steal in my opinion. 225 then, we are going to add in the first of the treble that I'm going to speak about now. We're going to go with Ronan McNally's Dreal Deal, currently trading around 8-13. I know, look at you, in races like this, you want to try and find horses that are going to be great value and horses that are going to, I suppose, throw a little bit of a spanner in the works. Really and truly, I cannot see anything that's going to lay a glove on Dreal Deal now tomorrow. With good reason as well. Ronan McNally has, I suppose, worked absolute wonders with him. It's not the, I suppose, most competitive field. There's nothing in here really that screams like potential superstar or looks to be, I suppose, unbelievably well handicapped. I know Dreal Deal has gone up £22, but Maxine O'Sullivan takes 7 off. Maxine is definitely a great, I suppose, value for her claim at £7. Look, at this horse should not be beaten. I think 8-13. Look, I know it's an odds-on horse, but he should be winning this fairly comfortably, and I definitely think, look, at hopefully with the help of God, he'll be able to keep Ronan McNally's good form going. Moving on then to the next race, then the 255. We're going to Sunrise Lady at 5-2. In my opinion, another horse that comes in here very, very well handicapped. It was a very, very easy winner in similar ground conditions over course and distance last time out. I was absolutely blown away by it. If I'm quite honest with you, I think it's gone up something like £5. If I'm not mistaken. It's trained by Conor O'Dwyer. I can't remember who's actually riding it. It could be Ricky Doyle. Something is saying Ricky Doyle in the back of my mind, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Look at the two of them are I suppose having a good run of form between them as well. In my opinion, look at 5-2. It looks to be fairly decent value. I can't see anything in here that's I suppose of the same standard or same I suppose capabilities under this current weight. Look at it. It should be able to go on and win fairly easily. Like it won easy enough over course and distance in similar ground conditions. You're guaranteed to get a good run for your money at the end of the day. Then we are going on to the 325 second horse of the treble going to be put in here now. We're going to go with latest exhibition here at 8-11. For whatever reason, this horse is incredibly big in my opinion. I definitely think this horse should be far shorter than 8-11. I think he should be in around 4-9, touching on maybe even 1-3. At the end of the day, look at he is the class act of the race. He ended Andy Dufresne's unbeaten run. Andy Dufresne went on then to win very comfortably in Wexford last time out. What else is he? He ran very credibly in the Cheltenham Festival behind Monkfish. Obviously, looking, Monkfish is another, I suppose, potential superstar as well at the end of the day. Really and truly, there isn't a horse in here that even comes close to matching the form. 8-11 looks to be a great price. Paul Nolan does seem to do fairly alright around here, around Punchestown. I would be extremely shocked to see this horse being even close to be beaten. I think 8-11, he is well in his, I suppose, range to go and win this race by 10 lengths. At the end of the day, that's how special this horse is. It's hard to argue his case. He shouldn't be beaten. There's no reason why he will be beaten. And 8-11, in my personal opinion, is great value. You're just getting short of, I suppose, doubling your money. Like I said, you put on 11, you get 19 back. Yeah, I definitely think he is well worth putting into a double or a treble tomorrow. 355 then, the final horse of the treble coming in. We are going to go with Cavallino at 2-1 for the Willie Mullins team. It goes without saying, look at it's a very competitive bumper. This Gordon Elliott, JP McManus newcomer, I suppose, with the win under his belt in a pint, he does look impressive. And I will say this, he does definitely boast a good, I suppose, reputation, especially with the colours of, I suppose, JP McManus on his back. But the worry here is he isn't as well bred as this favourite here at 2-1. Cavallino presenting, I think it's a mare if I'm not mistaken. It could be a mare, it could be a gelding. And it's from a black type mare as well, I think. I could be wrong, but it cost 58,000 as an unraced 3-year-old. So when you put it all into perspective, somebody somewhere obviously seen something, or else it wouldn't have even gone close to that price. Really and truly, this horse definitely looks to be. All you have to do really at the end of the day is look at Willie Mullins' strike record for, I suppose, getting horses off the mark first time out in bumpers. I've no reason to suspect that this horse should be beaten tomorrow. Really and truly, the horses in behind will definitely have their work cut out and should be, I suppose, running out of their skin to even come close to laying a glove. I think this horse is going to absolutely hose up tomorrow. I think 2-1 is incredible value. I know it's easy saying that when we know nothing about it, but you look at the breeding and you come back to me tomorrow, if this horse underperforms, I will hold my hands up and say we got it wrong. But when you're looking for, I suppose, value in the race, there isn't a horse in here that even came close to being, I suppose, at a price tag of €58,000. Apart from this guy, Cavallino, it looks straightforward at the end of the day. That's my reading of the race, but we've come to the end of the, I suppose, tip and show. Plenty of great value in there. You've the likes of 7-4, 4-1, 10-3, 5-2, 2-1. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, if we get 3-4, even as we have done before, we get 5 winners. That is serious money back into the wallet and back into the, I suppose, back into the kitty. If you haven't looked at the quality of the field coming into Down Royal, I know I said Down Patrick on my Twitter account, but Down Royal, great racing over the weekend. I will definitely be keeping a close eye on that race, and I know I keep a close eye for the likes of Clonmel, but my God, I'll be saving up to absolutely capitalise on down Royal racing now over the weekend. Thanks very much for listening. Please make sure to keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. I want to say a massive thanks to Andrew Blair White for the shout out there earlier on in the week. I know, look, I probably put the mockers on it that day as well. The fact that we had, I suppose, the first, you could class it a bad day in the space of, I suppose, a month or so. But hopefully, with the likes of Punchestown back tomorrow, probably my best course record in Ireland. I'm hoping that we're going to be back on track and hitting the big booms now again tomorrow. Like I said, thanks very much for watching the episode or watching the video. Please make sure to keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dog, whatever you want to tell, but keep the name getting out there. That's the name of the game. The more people are told, the more this, I suppose, channel expands, and the bigger we get and the better we get at the end of the day. I'm going to, I suppose, cut this off now, and hopefully by this time tomorrow we will be absolutely laughing all the way to the bank. But thanks very much for listening. Best luck tomorrow, and like I said before, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe.